Hey guys, welcome to League Inspections. My name is SeiferKatt and today we're following Cho'gath. Cho'gath, the Terror of the Void. I play him as a jungler, he's pretty good in the jungle. And I've changed the format of League Inspections just a little bit, just because the other format, while it showed kills and deaths, which I feel is very important, I think other parts of the game are just as important. I mean, kills and deaths are, in my opinion, probably still the most important thing, because so much golden experience gets given or lost when you die. So anyway, Cho'gath, I like to start him off at blue. I'm going to go with 2 times speed until something's happening, and then I'll go down to 1 times. Maybe even backspace it. Well, go back a bit of time. So I always start with blue just because I never start at wolves. I probably should start at wolves. That's probably the first lesson I should learn. Gotta start at wolves. But Cho'gath just happily jungles away. Because I've got a fairly good leash, I'm doing fairly well. So that's definitely something worth mentioning. And just fighting red. That goes as about as always. Once Cho'gath has red, then, you know, he's got his rupture, he's got his slow, and he gets kind of dangerous. Because he gains the health, passive health bonus, here we go, he gets 38 health and 4 mana every time he kills something at this level. Not a lot. And we go into for our first gank against everyone's favourite Teemo. Everyone loves Teemo. But he's gone invisible and I don't know where he is. So I just walk past him. Turns out he was there all along. And I'm going to not have vision of them because otherwise, yes. So I move along and I don't know why I took a little jump, but we're going for the first actual gank. And this one's against Twisted Fate and Ashe. And the Rupture goes off. The Rupture going off is a great start to any gank, but Rengar comes in to counter gank. A lot of damage going down to Draven. Rupture hits again, but Draven's in trouble. Rengar is in the brush somewhere. No, he's down there, okay. But Draven going in could be trouble. You've got to try and get that Rupture, but of course, Rengar jumps. So that's always danger. Rengar goes down. Draven goes down. Ashe goes down. So it was a very dynamic gank at the start there. But overall, 2 for 1. As Meatloaf once said, like a bat out of hell. So. Actually, it was 2 for 1, not a bad deal. But Twisted Fate. Yeah, Twisted Fate's gonna get a kill. Oh well, doesn't matter. And you just go back to jungling again, because what else is Cho'gath gonna do? He likes jungling. The jungle is his home right now. So he just goes back to it. So, could I have done something better in that first fight? Well, landing Ruptures could have saved someone. It could have killed Twisted Fate and would have ultimately saved Draven. So, you know, more experience with skill shots, that's always going to be good. But I mean, that's the same with Lux or Diane. I like skill shot characters, if you hadn't noticed by now. And yeah, landing skill shots. So anyway, quick thing of build. I like to always start with a Philosopher's Stone and another Magic Mantle. I like to go for a Wit's End, especially if they've got a bit of AP, but with Teemo and Twisted Fate, you know, AP is something going to do. So you just steal their Wraiths when you can, just to slow down Rengar. Go for the gank, use the flash, come back for that later. Because Teemo never expects another gank. And just place wards down. Wards will always save lives. Doesn't matter how many times I have to stress it. Wards will save people's lives. And if you can save people's lives, then life is good. Everyone's life is good. Especially yours. Because then their team isn't as fed and your ganks are better. Oh, a lot of pings go to retreat. Must be from outside. Oh well. But then I come down to sort of help out with that. But Alistair's in trouble. So I'm just going to hold the lane. I was too late. Somehow I get the feeling those pings were from me. Oh well, that's fine. You know, people are going to die. The score's 5-5. Just hold the lane, soak up the experience, make sure they don't push it. Get some gold, because I mean, jungle you don't get as much gold as I'm sure you probably know, so you just do what you can. Meanwhile, top lane, I haven't gone top yet, because top's always pretty pushed with Rumble against Zed. And there, look at that. Ward saves a life, and he could just go in and get all that CS, but she's just being safe about it. So there you go, Ward saving lives. And we just follow on. Probably going to go fight Rengar. I don't know, there's pings going everywhere. Jeez, pings, calm down. And not much is going on here. There's just Everyone's wandering around. And we disengage. Fair enough, it's a good idea, you don't know where any of them are. So, disengage when it's not safe. But suddenly, there is a Rengar in the brush. Do we lose Draven? Nope, Draven gets away. It's close though. And you gotta stop their team from getting to your AD carry. And I'm not... Yeah, Rengar's jump gets me, so I've got to get used to jumping characters with that Rupture. But either way, everyone is safe. And Teemo is down here. Oh, silly Teemo, don't you know there's wards? Wow, this place is well warded. Bottom lane's pretty safe. And Cho'gath. No, not going back to buy. But still got shit to do. And when Cho'gath has shit to do, Cho'gath's got to get shit to do. Alright, so there's not much here. Just fighting. Just fighting, guys. Nothing serious. Oh, Draven Axe out of nowhere. It's exciting. I'm just sort of wandering around, not wanting to push the lane too much. Even though we've got the wards, you don't want them to have... I was about to say you don't want them to have an easy farm, but then again, what are you waiting for? The jungler to come down? When you are the jungler, that joke's a lot funnier, trust me. But anyway, so tried to get a Rupture, used a flash on Ashe. Yeah, that's going to be down for her for a while. And we go back to buy. And what do we buy when we go back? Well, we buy some Boots 3. Boots of Swiftness, they're good. Because Cho'gath with additional move means he gets to run around faster. And some wards. Because as I've said, wards save lives. I'm going to keep saying this until everyone remembers this. If I play a game and someone doesn't buy wards, I remind them, hey guys, buy wards. You'll survive longer. And that was just happened to be best place, good place at the right time. Rumble was probably in trouble there, but he made it out okay. And that's the purpose of the jungler, to be wherever you need to be. Which is exactly what I wasn't doing at bottom lane before, but that's fine. One other thing I love about Cho'gath is he's got two types of smites. He's got Smite, but he's also got Feast, and that'll take down 1,000 health on a minion. So his jungle steals, like especially red buff, blue buff, dragon, baron, you know, the objectives, they're really quite easy because you just get them down to 1,000 and just eat them. So you get health, you do a lot of damage, and it's very hard to steal a buff from Cho'gath when he's got Feast ready, unless he's not expecting or you stun him or snare him or something like that, but overall, he should be alright. Anyway, bottom lane's having a bit of trouble. Draven is 4 for 4. Oh, he's not doing too badly, but I figure now bot lane probably needs some help. So we see what we can do. And, oh, they're stealing my blue. Of course, they knew I took theirs, so of course they'd steal mine. That is a good point. Of course they'd steal yours, because, you know, you took theirs, and they know it. Okay, so now we've got a little bit of a dragon dance. Oh. Ping's going off, people are scared. And we start fighting for mid. Teemo gets knocked up. Teemo gets eaten for little effect. There's ninjas flying everywhere. Rumble's dead. Run, Cho'gath. But the rest of the team comes in. But Cho'gath... I know Cho'gath's a tank, but that doesn't mean he's going to die for his... He's not going to die. I don't want him to die. Because as I said, dying is bad. I'm really just repeating the same things I say every other time. Oh, I'm going back. What am I buying? Ah, recurve bow. Nice. Nice choice, me. Ah, mid falls. That's fine, but while that was happening, top lane fell a while ago. I don't know why the announcer only announced then. But you hold the tower if you can. Try and get Rengar if you can. A great push by Alistar. Fantastic push by Alistar. Rupture. And then eat the stupid lion thing. Because, as we've known from Kha'Zix, void beasts love eating lions. Kha'Zix, I think his main diet is a lion. But, you know, Cho'gath will eat whatever he can. Lions, baron, dragons, machines, robots. I mean, look, he'll eat anything. That's just what Cho'gath does. He eats everything. Oh! Spinning axe takes out Ashe. I love it when a global ult like that does well. It's always the funniest thing to me. And we just go by and take the wraiths again. Because they hate it when you take their wraiths. It's an extra 60 gold for you and experience, and they don't get it. So just harassing them a bit. The team comes in. Cho'gath's a pretty good initiator as long as he lands that rupture. That's probably the most important thing about Cho'gath. Landing that rupture is, I think, what separates the good Cho'gath players from the excellent Cho'gath players. I don't know what separates the excellent Cho'gath players from the pro jungle players, because I wouldn't say I'm an excellent Cho'gath, to be fair. I'm okay. I've played a lot of Cho'gath. I've been learning the jungle lately, so it's all about jungle ganks at the moment. One funny thing, and this is just my opinion, this is actually a solo rank queue. It's one of my placement games. It was the first one I've done. It was low replay says it was about 1,100, so you know it's cool. 1,100 if I want to be professional about it. And I've noticed in the 3 or 4 games that I've played, no one ever wants to take jungle, ever. So, because jungle is a stressful role, you can't deny that. But if you can learn it in sort of a controlled environment with friends, just let's slow down for this team fight. There's tibbers, there's people dying. The 2 AD carries are down first. Well, Teemo's not even an AD carry really, not this game, but Ashe is down first. But we stay a little bit too long, we push too much, and they punish us for it quite greatly. And Alistair is out of position. Oh well. So you hold the tower if possible. It's going to be 2 on 1. No, why would... Oh no, it's going 3 on 1 and the tower's got no health. No, you'd flee that, definitely. Okay, that's fine. And got a Wit's End, so that helps against the magic. Of which there is no magic. There's very little magic. Well, okay, that's called a bad idea, because I've got something to protect magic when their team has no magic damage. So, here's a new lesson. Learn what the enemy is building. That's very, very important. If you don't learn what the enemy's... If you don't check what the enemy's building, then what do you have to gain? I've bought an item that doesn't really help me. It gives me attack speed, sure, but... Another Draven ult that does hilariously. And... we kill their wraiths again. And I mean, that's not a big amount of damage there, and it's actually quite risky doing so, but it's funny. Stealing wraiths, I mean, every 50 gold you get, but gives you 100 gold gain. Or something. No, it doesn't. No, because you don't take 50 gold away from them. Never mind. Well, you kind of do. It's 50 gold they can't get. Alright, so right now, the people you'd be afraid of mostly, it'd be probably Zed, probably Rengar. They're all kind of equally fed. They're not, none of them are really a big threat individually. Whereas in our team, we've got 2 fed players, and that is important. Theirs are spread out, ours are fed. So if Draven and Cho'gath, myself, are in the fight, they're not going to have a good time. Just because we have a lot of kills. Now sure, Draven has a lot of deaths, and so he's probably lower level. Yeah, he's level 11. And I am the jungler, so naturally I'm going to be lower level as well. But their levels are about the same as ours, so you can't really complain too much. Just getting red buff again. This is sort of a commentary cross with a learning thing. But this is what I think actually helps to do, to watch your own games and to actually have these conversations with yourself. To say, what did I do wrong? What could I have done better? One thing I've been doing lately is buying, oracles obviously, I probably could have bought that earlier. But one thing I have been buying is blue buff. Just gives you that extra cooldown reduction, which can really help in getting those ruptures off more often. And the feast damage is probably pretty good too. So we've got a death train going on here. Choo choo. But then it's not a proper death train because they can actually stop because they can stabilize. So it's really us just looking for a team fight. Rumble's forced to flash. Alistair jumps in. But little Teemo. Oh, little Teemo. You have the best of days, you have the worst of days. And we're just still looking for a fight. We've got all 5 players up, but Rumble is low. Rumble's wanting to hang near the back there. But with Alistair, I mean, he's going to give us some moderate sort of healing. And Twisted Fate is down, so that saves... I mean, I'm assuming that saves Rumble a little bit. Just any way you can just get rid of anyone just allows you to push that tower so much harder. And of course now I'm able to kill mushrooms because of my oracles. It's not a big deal, but hey, look. Teemo mushrooms suck. And I try to steal their wolves, and then I notice, oh, Zed's coming in. Thankfully I placed a ward there. So I get out of there. That place looks dangerous. But Alistair... Oh, now this is a death train situation. They can't change direction unless something happens. Thankfully, here comes the conductor. All of a sudden I want to see Conductor Cho'gath wearing a little coat. He's like, "Tickets, please!" And then he eats them. He's like Gentleman Cho'gath, except on a train. Gentleman Cho'gath on a train should have been the sequel to Snakes on a Train. Plane, sorry. That's just my theory. But anyway, what I was saying about jungle before, if you can learn jungle in in preparation for solo queue and you can get good at it, especially in the lower levels where no one's really learned jungling, it can really help out because you're pretty much guaranteed, not always guaranteed, but you're a lot more likely to get the role that you're best at. It's like being good at support. If you can be good at support, then you're going to have the role that no one else really wants. And you're going to do a lot better for it. Your team's going to do a lot better for it. Because as opposed to having a jungler who's sort of experienced to a degree, but could be better. Oh, this is looking bad. Now this is a cluster fight. People are dying everywhere. Cho'gath can't really run. Oh, he's going to run anyway. I'm just going to abandon Alistair. I've got no mana. I'm just like, well, Alistair, sorry, this train's leaving and I am on it. Goodbye, Alistair, my good sir. I still want to save him. Look at that. And that is a bad idea. That is a terrible idea. Never try to save someone who's as dead as Alistair was right then. Yeah, Alistair's strong. He can take a beating, but... Ooh, not that much of a beating. Also, this was a bit of a bad idea with Ashe and Twisted Fate around to be being back that close. But what do you do here? You've only got 2 players up and they're going for your central tower. What I'd do? Let him take it. It sucks, I know, but you can't let them you can't die to 4 people. It just puts your team further back and you need presence, especially in the later part of the game. As you can see by the goal totals right now, both teams are relatively even. And we see Twisted Fate up the top. No, I don't want... Thank you, Directed Camera, for showing me Twisted Fate. So we decide to do the crazy. We go for the Baron. Baron always makes me nervous, but look at this! Look at this! You can see 2 of them just running around. This Baron, if they're going to do anything, it'll be Twisted Fate, who's just recently used his gate, so he's not going to be able to look at us. And it's going to be... well... it's going to be Twisted Fate, or it's going to be... you know, it's going to be Twisted Fate, Ashe, or Teemo. And neither of them really has amazing burst to steal that dragon. Sure, they have great sustain, but none of them can really do all that well on their own against 5 people. And blue team gets a dragon, but you know, who cares about blue team? Blue team is for noob team. Oh dear, that's a fight. But they're all sort of clumped up, the rupture goes off, the feast goes off, Tibbers goes off. Now that's one thing you got to watch out for, especially in solo queue. I'm just going to show that again, just because that I remember I didn't rage, but I was like, oh come on. Okay, so I'm after this Teemo. And one thing that'll get him is a rupture, which Alistair knocks him out of. That'll happen to you sometimes. But, look, in the end Teemo went down anyway, but... would he have died if he'd landed in the rupture? Well, he wouldn't have died, but he wouldn't have got so close to the tower. And you wouldn't have had to worry about it for so long. But that's okay. And so then you go for the tower, because they've got 2 people down. And this is why losing even 1 person is bad, because you just are able to push. Any fight from there on will be a 4v5. And the first inhibitor goes down. This of course means super minions are going to come in and party. And they're going to basically cause a distraction mid lane. They either have to go mid lane and push it, or mid lane is just going to collapse. So I really wanted to get those minions. I get a bit gold greedy. But speaking of getting gold greedy, here come the enemy team. And Alistair goes back in and the rest of the team goes to save him. They think that's the engage. I think that was the call for retreat. Annie goes down, Draven goes down. Rumble is up somewhere else. And I'm just running for it. But against Zed, Twisted Fate, it's going to be a tricky run. So you do what you can, but ultimately, when Ash Arrow is wasted, that's good times. But ultimately, we should not have been there for that long in that fight. And that's one of those things that you know as you're doing it, you're like, should we really be here? You get that gut feeling going, this is dangerous. We shouldn't be here. And then you die. Hence, it is a gut feeling. But that's alright. You know, again, you learn these things as you play, and you learn your team, how each one of them fights. Like, for instance, I've learned Alistair really likes headbutting people out of my range. He likes saving people. And I admire that in Alistair. An Alistair who goes, look, I don't want to kill you, I am a friendly cow, and I think we should be friends. It's really annoying when you've got skill shots and you keep saving them, but, you know, you've got to admire the fact that he's a friendly cow. So, we start sieging the bottom tower. Now, a siege, always kind of scary as well. Just, you want to do a little bit of damage to the tower every now and then. You don't want to take the damage though. You can't afford to take damage run off. But then again, they have the option that they can just run back to Nexus. If you can do enough damage to them that they need to go back to the Nexus, then great. You might as well have killed them except for a shorter amount of time. So, we haven't done that much damage to the tower, but while they've been fighting here, the super minions have been coming in. Look at that, they're just going for mid. And that means they can't fight us that siege forever. And that's the best thing when you have a tower, an inhibitor down. Super minions come in, and they just siege mid. And Rengar can't just play with this anymore. So we go for Dragon that's not there, as you do. Teemo Mushrooms hitting us all. AP Teemo seems to be very big these days. I don't know what made it so big all of a sudden, but...
Draven's making an exit.
And Draven is making an exit. Thank you, Draven. Thank you for declaring that. Okay, let's... Oh, Cho'gath's here. Just taking down the tower. Because their mid tower's been pushed because the inhibitor's down, you've got a bit more time just to focus down towers. Like the outer towers especially. I mean, that's 150 gold for everyone. That puts you about 1,000 gold up. And is really advantageous to have. So just push whatever advantage you've got. Again, because they're all fighting us here, mid tower not looking so good. Then get a bit closer, the top minions. Oh, maybe I should be watching what's actually happening. No, you know what? I won't. I'll watch it in a second. Yeah, look, they got 2 down, 3 down. They're not going to do a lot. So if you can get the minions sort of around about here, they're like, oh, okay, even right there, you'll notice the top and the bottom minions, they're fighting here as well. Yeah, we're not getting any gold for it, we're not getting any experience, but it allows your top and bottom wave to push. And so there's top wave pushing, we've got 2 waves coming in, both of them with sieges. And they're just really in trouble now. And if you can get the inhibitor down, get another tower. Once you've got 2 inhibitors down, you're in a good place. I mean, you can win from there, obviously, but you're in a really good place. You cannot complain when you've got 2 inhibitors down. It forces the enemy team to play a lot more defensively. And here comes just another minion wave. And they can't really just leave us for it. So now, when you've got an inhibitor down, maybe 2 inhibitors definitely, but when you've got at least 1, and they have to fight those super minions, go get Baron! What are they going to do? What are they going to do? They've got to fight these super minions or they just struggle. And also with the super minions there, you get the vision on them. So you fight Baron. You got the wards here, so warding when you're getting Baron. So warding over here when you are purple team. Or warding up here when you're blue. Always good to have, because the last thing you want is some cheeky enemy champion to steal your beloved Baron. Red Baron. To steal your beloved Corky Red Baron skin. And with Baron, of course, it gives you more damage, more magic, more healing, more mana, more kittens, more potatoes and gravies. It just gives you more of everything. You want a McDonald's today? Bam, get Baron. Because Baron will do all those things to you and more. Are you lonely? Baron, he's a great companion. In more ways than one. But don't forget to pay him. He gets upset if you don't pay him. And with their team collapsing at their nexus, they're in real trouble. There's not a lot they can do, they're just taking a lot of damage. Speaking of damage, here's something you gotta watch out for. Towers. They're still up. And they hurt. Oh gosh, do they hurt. And I didn't realize how much they're hurting until here. Oh no! And we have Rumble being silly. Don't do that, guys. If you think we're gonna win, if you think you're gonna win, don't be silly. But the enemy team surrenders here, and it's game. So, guys, I think the main point there in that game was jungle can be pretty good. You need to be where your team needs you at all times. Obviously, it's what jungle is. Warding especially helps in jungle, and yeah, this is actually probably a very good game for me. I'll probably try and find a terrible game next time, just so that way you can watch me fail, because the last few games have been actually pretty decent. And that because of too high image of me. Anyway, guys, until next time, inspect your replays, find out what you did wrong, and become a better player. See you next time.